Hey everyone, welcome back. Dominic Silver Screening Reviews. We're back in Vampyr. Last time we left off, I wanna apologize. I seem to have some. You may have noticed in the videos up until now, in 1, 2, and 3, there was some little bit of snips. You may have seen some stilted animation, some jittering, some shit like that. That's no fault of the game. That's reflected in my recording system. Somewhere along the way, some of my settings got messed up, and I wasn't sure what was causing the problem. So once I figured that out, I was like, oh, okay, so we should be better. I did some testing. Here's hoping. This is the first real recording after the fact. And the problem with this is that there's no hard save in this game. Like, I can't make a manual save, so I just kind of have to go with it. We're also using a new mic, so we'll see how all this goes. That's the wrong one. What were we doing? We were going into the hospital. That's right, because we had just talked to Nurse Hatchet out here.
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
There's, hint required. There's way more going on here than I kind of thought.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Well, that would suck.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Well, why do you want me to ask him then?
How would you describe this situation?
Oh wait, we've already did this, didn't we?
It's serious.
You must get
this.
a hold of yourself, Nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has.
I mean,
any
that's
idea
fair,
when
right?
this
You have no idea
epidemic
how
will
hard
be
she's
over.
working for this. We don't have... Oh, I could mesmerize her? Oh, level 3. Never mind. Medical checkup. No. I didn't even see these things
Do you need
earlier.
medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
How long have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter.
But you
I'm
do.
just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
I don't need you to give me a pep talk. Just be honest with me. Let's go ask some personal questions. Oh god, okay. I wasn't expecting Miss Hawkins over here to actually be of any interest. That's really kind of surprising, actually. Are all these people... Oh, God.
Good evening, Nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Why...
the new surgeon
You
here
can
at
look at
Pembroke.
me.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan.
Nice to meet
the
you.
Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll
It
just
looks
have
like
to
there's
deal
stuff
with
behind
this
her.
unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is
Yeah, but
convinced it is
I'm
the
way cooler about it than him. So what do we got for you? Ooh. Level 5, though. Okay.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, More lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
We'll just do this.
An invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease.
Is that just a
especially
dead body
for a
back there?
nurse.
It looks like it. Come on. You can see that, right?
These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could
Oh,
all
no,
do
it's
with a
moving.
good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but
So know that.
how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nah.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
Unless
I
he's
guess
like
it's fair to
90.
say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't
Push it
know
to the
when to
limits.
stop and get some rest.
Oh, so... Hey, we got a hint. I need to adjust my screen. I meant
Nurse
to do that last
Brannigan,
time.
If you do know something,
Whatever
please
reason-
tell me. Anything
I don't
you
know.
say will be held in confidence.
No, I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Okay.
Goodbye.
So we got...
nurse. Call me if you
So
need
these people are
assistance.
gonna have connections amongst themselves, basically. Take those vials, thank you. I could see this becoming much more in depth than I thought it was going to be, which is fine. It's not to say we're gonna spend, you know, the whole game going and talking to people, and but we may. Let's take a look at. Oh, nope, can't go that way. Can I? I doubt I can, like, fast travel through here. And I'm gonna mean fast travel. I mean, like, use my teleportation abilities.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm new here.
I've already
Are
heard
you-
about you, Dr. Reid. I'm
Yeah,
Milton
you're the
Hooks,
ambulance driver.
The ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite
Good
a
to know you
blunt
hold it in such
introduction, Mr.
high
Hooks.
esteem.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reid. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reid. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
That's good to know.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful.
I don't want to hear that it's all right.
And
I
it's
just want to
getting
hear
worse
about
every
it.
day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
The fuck does that mean?
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster.
Ugh,
It's
gross.
even getting
I
dangerous
just
to enter
don't
some
need that right
streets
now
or
in my life.
buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here.
A
I escaped from the
vampire?
hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You were literally
You left
running
an
from him? Holy
infected
shit.
patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Oh, okay. So I was about to say this seemed like a mission, right? Displayed here, categorized by district. You can start a new citizen quest by tracking a square and then access to your map. It should be then access your map to locate. Okay. So it looks like I'm tracking it right now. Okay.
Are you
Bam.
really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not?
Let's just kind of get through this a little bit.
Keep people alive.
Okay.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation
Oh,
among
whoa.
your colleagues, Milton?
I didn't know that was going to be a thing.
Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reid.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright
That
side
got
of life.
super dark real quick. Let's look at this. Okay, you look fine. Mesmerize. I could almost mesmerize you. Personal questions. Can't do shit with that.
I'd
What,
like
what
to
can we
see
trade?
your good.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. I really...
Oh, kind of skimmed through that. So it looks like I can buy some of this shit. How much money? I don't have money for any of this. I can buy some crafting materials and bullets are $1 a piece, huh? We're gonna hold off on that. I haven't really used any of that shit, any of those guns yet, and I don't really have. I was actually thinking about that as I was loading into the game. I'm like, I don't know if that's necessarily
Dr.
something I'm
Swansea
gonna
is
want to
right.
do.
This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Let's.
Good evening,
I
sir.
hope everybody doesn't have a
Can I help?
massive
Unless
like.
you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid.
You guessed right,
Let's get to
Doctor.
it. Ooh, German
German
shell.
shell.
Oof. Okay. Oh god
How is
damn.
your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why
That's
you're a patient
that's
here?
charming.
It's the
Thank you.
pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars. If you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten
I'm
about.
curious if I can mesmerize and kill
Don't
this
blame
guy.
you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak.
This is just sad.
Be
Jesus
assured I'm
Christ.
smiling inside.
Only 500, huh? I could super mesmerize him if I wanted to. Let's go back a little bit. Let's.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense.
Fair enough.
You were an officer, weren't
Okay. Did I have anything else? Before.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
Goodbye for
I
now.
can mesmerize this guy.
Disgust on every street corner.
Good evening, Mr.
Oof.
How do you feel?
Dr. Reid, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior.
Yeah,
I
he
went
was
to
going a
his
little
place,
crazy.
And he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why.
What do you. I mean.
Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone.
I'm just
Well, let's get through it. I can kind of.
Do you know Tom Watts?
Can
The
to read
bartender
through
from
it
the
pretty
Tethered?
quickly, you know? And there's,
I
I
met
think
him
there's going to be a
before I found
lot
you
of
in the
this in this
canning
game, so we're kind of going to need to move
Yes, of
through it.
course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without
Good
men
old
like
Tom.
him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise?
Are
The
you
authorities
are you
have left
kidding
us
me?
all
Did
to
you
rot in
not
this
see what
contagious
it's like
nightmare.
outside as we made our way here?
No drugs, no advice.
Who should I avoid in this part of town?
Not really.
Any bad guys?
Most men.
Most people are fine. I'm nowhere near being able to deal with him. It doesn't even give me the option, really.
What is the general
The
situation?
situation
So what's the
has
East End
always
docks
been tough,
like?
With a lot of...
Rough gangs.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show. With the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Booth
Has the
Digby.
gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know? The sad saint of the East End. No
That's
one dares to buzz
charming.
in, not even criminals.
Okay.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't
Yeah,
help
I'm
but
like, I'm
notice
assuming
the
he's an
cross
actual
around your
priest.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I
Okay,
try to
because he
guide
did
the
say
lost
flock
and
earlier,
hesitant
so
on the
that I
right
made I
path
assumed
to
he was a
our Lord.
priest.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton?
But the fact that he didn't say
A
that.
deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith, willing to
Okay.
preach the good word.
So he's a charlatan. Got it.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
We just kind of showed our hand a little bit, actually.
How do you
Whoops.
feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically?
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel... empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm a
I
little
believe
worried
all
if I
need is
skip through all
rest.
this text, though,
Then
that
I can
I'm
go back
going
to
to end
the
up
people who need
missing clues or
Have
important
you made
information.
friends?
Not really. But I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor.
Okay, let's just go.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
Okay, it's locked. I want to see if I can find more clues about him, but oh my god, please tell me all these people don't have things.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown
Okay.
by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal.
That's
Why is that?
actually funny. She's calling
if
me
I'm
mortal.
mortal-
I'm like,
What are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
oh no. Can't mesmerize
Do
her,
you
damn it.
require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine,
Yeah, she just wants blood.
And
You're a
why do you
vampire,
believe
you say.
vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please.
I can hear my body.
Okay,
I
that's
see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying.
ew.
A ghost or a ghoul.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
We were simply asking questions, so you can chill. Okay, so ooh, that went up. See how much more that's worth now. Okay, so go back.
I'm assuming you must be a...
It's only a
You're a
cover
patient here.
to hide from my enemies.
Ooh.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can
Let's
you
tell us about your
describe-
vampiric enemies, please.
But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for
I
you.
can't do a full 360. It doesn't. It almost goes 180. It's like 165-degree field of vision.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal, but do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
New investigation? Ooh, personal questions.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm
That would be
curious
neat.
to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I swore I saw somebody over here. Oh. Hold on. There's you. 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 There's all this shit that I'm taking. Bunch of glass vials. Oh, this goes on. Does this go back outside? What's this? Yeah, go away, please.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid.
I don't
What
know
can I
if
do
a
for
third
you?
opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Okay.
Tell me about the doctor.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and
Yeah,
bone.
one carries a bit more weight than the other, you know?
Tell me about it.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you...
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Doctor.
Keeps going back
Are
to his
you
family, we
satisfied?
get it.
It's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't
That would
lie
be
to you
true.
about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reid? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other
Man,
circumstances,
I'm just the fucking
you
talk
would
of
be
the
right.
town.
But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Okay. We could mesmerize the guy. Why would I... I'm not gonna mesmerize anybody, I don't think,
Is there
anytime
anything else
soon.
I'm
Oh, I didn't mean to do
alright.
that. I need hints.
Goodbye
Okay.
for now, Mr.
So I think
Treats me like a
what
boy.
we're gonna end up doing is, for a little while as we start the game, we're
What can I
going
do for
to
you, Doctor?
do these type of chat sequences, but as we... Oh, okay.
Thank you,
Well, that's nice.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Some of this is
I'm
gonna have
Dr.
to be done
Reid.
off screen. Like,
Can
this
I help
is...
at all?
Unless it kind of, like,
Really?
evens out.
Why are you here?
Like, there's a whole bunch of it at the beginning of a new area.
Throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Okay. Can't quite mesmerize you. Fatigue, but I can't... I don't have cures for that yet.
How painful.
So painful I'd...
Okay.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the...
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or...
Okay, that's odd. Wait,
How painful.
So
isn't this the same thing?
I'll let you get some rest, then.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Oh,
Good evening, madam.
jeez, that's kind of
It's my
rough.
son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid.
I'm Beatrice Goswick,
Okay. What do you... Ooh, level 4.
What can you tell?
Not much to say. Just take care of my mom.
Okay, cover all the
Are
expenses.
you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes. Thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Good to know.
May I ask if...
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Huh. Interesting.
What do you think of your...
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we
She's
arrived.
like, it is dingy and gross,
No
and
other
fuck
choice.
this place.
Consider it.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
And in such fancy hats.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Nice. Pippa Hawkins, huh?
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question,
Yeah, it was a bribe.
considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reid. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Okay. So you're sick. I'm assuming that's what that means, right? Where's Pippa? Ooh. Most interesting. Did I ask you everything?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
The problem is that we're gonna have to make so many, like, back trips into this hospital to figure out.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Okay.
Thank
No,
you,
I've talked to you
Nurse
already. Shit. Okay, she's moving around in here and it's throwing me off a little bit. How about you, good sir?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
I love that you're not looking at me.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reid.
I appreciate that, thank you. Level 4, you look fine.
Please, could you tell me?
I'm a great admirer of your work.
That's weird.
What made you...
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me.
Because you want to be a
I am
vampire?
honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Why is this normally red?
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone
I don't...
eager
Are they
to
always
learn.
red in the center? I'm a little
I'll be
confused
glad
now,
to help
actually.
you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors,
Just
are
look
the
at- right
only
here.
ones
Perfect.
able to defeat it.
They're not normally red. That was weird.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're
Nice.
cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Okay. Look at all this XP. Once we murder this entire hospital and we just leave, it's gonna be fucking great. I mean, no,
What can you
why
tell
even
me
pretend
about the
otherwise?
Pembroke? Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity
Oh,
to
I
learn
thought he was
about
gonna be
blood
like, well, now I'm
transfusion.
gonna get shoved to the wayside.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
We got all
Do you
these
want me
side
to play
quests.
the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reid. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Okay.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a...
Questions remain
that's nice.
about our capacity.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Okay.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reid. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This was the guy that was just over yonder, right? Okay.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Okay. What are you, level 4?
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.